Why are so many anime ending? Because the writers decided so. That's the answer. That's the answer. We don't need to cover it. I'm just kidding. Well, we'll watch. We'll see what his perspective is on it. His name is Kitsune Anime. Good name.
Ending. You've noticed it too, right? A lot of incredibly popular anime and manga seem to just be ending in recent years. Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone, and even My Hero Academia, one of Shonen Jump's most popular books, just
I was watching Vanos yesterday. I have no idea who any of those people are.
ended this month at the time of this video. And if a series isn't ending, there's a good chance that they're entering the final phases of their story. Series like Jujutsu Kaisen and Black Clover are in their final arcs. Even One Piece, the series known for never ending, will be ending in the next couple of years according to Oda. And that's just insane to me. I can literally section
It's so crazy. It's so crazy that One Piece is actually ending. That we're gonna see the end of One Piece. It's there's gonna be no more. It's done. They're gonna find the One Piece. They're all gonna have a bunch of like a big orgy on the ship. They're just gonna like Luffy's gonna be making out with Zoro while Zoro's getting sucked off by Nami, and then Nami's going to be having getting eaten out by the reindeer. It's gonna be just absolute degenerate behavior. The One Piece is just them discovering their sexuality. But it's crazy that we're almost to the end of One Piece. It's honestly a journey. It's so long and such a remarkably written story. Like the fact that everything ties into everything is just so brilliant. I think Netflix is making like an abridged to the point version, which is crazy to me, considering how much context is important from so many little things that could be missed. That I understand them doing it and condensing it, but at the same time it sucks.
off the periods of
So Demon Slayer is doing something interesting on that. So Demon Slayer, the way that they're ending is I think they're breaking up the last section into 3 movies. So they're gonna do 3 full feature films, right? And it's gonna be the ending. They're cutting they're not doing another season. They're just cutting it into 3 films, and that's gonna be the end.
my life based on how close Luffy and the Straw Hats were to obtaining the One Piece at the time. Entire generations have passed since One Piece began, and to think it's just ending, it's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this Fortnite ad is trash. Fortnite's trash. Anybody who plays Fortnite is not a real gamer. I'm just kidding. You're a gamer, whatever. I don't care. But it's so crazy that Demon Slayer is going to do its 3... so you got about 3 more years of Demon Slayer. You're going to have a movie... for I think it's like the next 3 years they're doing a movie counting this year. So then that's done. We're on the last arcs of My Hero, where Dr. Stone's ending. I think it's on its last season. There's more that are ending too. It's not just Black Clover. I think there's a lot more ending. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen's almost done, and this is kind of crazy because there's nothing coming out from Shonen Jump. I mean, this is like a crucial impasse point, and I think the good about this is if there is a lull in industry, they will go back to some of these older maybe mangas that didn't get as much love and maybe bring them back. Now that's just some copium from me hoping that we finally get a good Berserk anime.
I have to ask again, why are so
Chainsaw Man's ending too. Chainsaw Man's ending as well.
many series ending? Now, this might not seem like that bizarre of an occurrence in isolation. After all, unless you're an American animated sitcom, most stories have an end. It just makes the narrative all that more impactful when it comes to a conclusion, so it really shouldn't be that weird that so many manga and anime are just doing the same thing, coming to their conclusion. However, we also need to keep in mind that this is not an occurrence that is happening in isolation. We are talking about anime and manga here, 2 mediums notorious for having series with super long narratives. And that's not to say that series like My Hero and Black Clover are short. Obviously they're not, but it is interesting to know.
Yeah, I want everybody to know that I love Black Clover so much, and I can't wait for a new season. If they're ever gonna do a new season, and it's driving me nuts if I'm ever gonna get any new fucking content for this, because I love Black Clover. It's one of my favorites. Why are I know that Netflix got a movie, but it's on non-canon. When are we getting more fucking seasons? This is shit I need to know, baby.
how much shorter they are compared to their older contemporaries. Look at something like Naruto, for example. Naruto ran
Garbage, trash. Throw it in the dumpster. Worst thing ever made.
1999 to 2014 with 700 chapters. And
all 700 of those chapters were mid.
there's even an argument to be made that it's still going.
What if Luffy finds out that the One Piece never existed? No, it does exist. Don't you dare slander my comment section with the idea that the One Piece never existed. Even if the One Piece is just finding peace and harmony in yourself, it is more important than nothing. There will be something, whether it's the power of friendship or something. We are getting something out of that. There is no way that there's nothing at the end. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. If it was friendship and shit, that would be lame. It would be cringe. But I don't think Oda would put all the work in the shit into the fact that they're hiding this island from existence, from the entire world, when there is nothing on that island. We're going to get something fucking dope. We're going to get something at least cool. It might not be the greatest ending of all time, but it'll be decent enough, I hope. I pray. I fucking yearn for it to be good, because I fucking love One Piece and it deserves the best ending of all time. Naruto can suck 80,000 dicks and burn in hell for all I care. Same with his son Boruto. I've never watched a single episode of that. I never even finished Naruto. Mid as shit.
Albeit with Naruto's son. Meanwhile, series like My Hero Academia and Black Clover have below 450 chapters, just a little over half of Naruto's count. Even a series like Demon Slayer, one of the most popular manga to ever just exist, only has 201.
Mr. Ordestrich saved Naruto for me. I don't even know who the fuck that is, dude. Only characters I remember are Jiraiya and then Sasuke. Sasuke and Jiraiya were the only characters I thought. And their teacher guy was okay, I guess. He was fucking fine, whatever his name is. I can't even remember. But I know Sasuke and Jiraiya were interesting enough characters. They weren't great, but they were like manageable. But Naruto's so insufferably fucking annoying. Believe it. Shut up, Naruto. I hope you get hit by a ninja bus.
Chapters. In fact, I remember people being confused when Demon Slayer ended. It was the manga that lit the world on fire, so why was it ending so soon and not capitalizing off of its monstrous popularity? From here on, I'm just going to be speculating based off of patterns that I've noticed, since, you know, most companies aren't super transparent with their business practices. So in no way is anything I say definitive. But let's go ahead and look at the obvious. This is just where these mangas were supposed to end.
Yeah, dude, I think it's kind of annoying when people will stretch shit out forever. I mean, we saw that with hi Goofy Goober. Hi. We saw that happen with what was it? The Witcher, right? The Witcher, they're like, here's a spin-off show that nobody gives a shit about that has really no contextualization of why it should exist, and here you go, and nobody fucking watched it because it was just capitalizing on nothing. I think that we have a huge problem in society where we think just because something's popular, we should get more and more and more of it until it runs completely fucking dry. It is much better if something has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and even if it's not the longest, it just, the fact that it ends and it's good, that's cool. I mean, if they want to do something with it later and have a spinoff or whatever, it should be organic and not forced. I am a firm believer of that. I don't care how much money is involved.
They came to a natural conclusion that their authors were happy with, so they ended it. Simple as that. But is it really that simple? There's this idea that circulates online that manga authors are the sole creators of their works. That it's just them, a drawing tablet, and their brain
That's absolutely just incorrect. There's entire fucking teams. That's how, so a lot of people like had this misconception that after the main narrative designer of Berserk died, that it was just what was going to happen now. And it's like, he has a team. You realize that he has people close to him that know where the story's going to go eventually. He probably set some things in motion to make the story get to the point that it was going to conclude. They don't just, it's not just like, oh, he's sitting in a fucking room with no wallpaper and boarded up windows drawing and then sending it to companies to get it published. That's not how shit works.
doing everything. And this is, well, it's mostly true. true. Because the thing is, while the author basically does control most things, the direction the story is going in, the designs of the characters, and basically everything else that goes into the work, you also have to remember that the magazine's publisher as well as the editor has an influence on what happens in the story as well. One great example of this is actually the Cell Saga from Dragon Ball Z, where Akira Toriyama was pressured multiple times by one of his ex-editors to constantly change the main villains of the arc. When reminiscing with his ex-editor, Akira Toriyama had this to say.
Right around then was when
Yeah, I don't like the way he's reading this, but right around then is when Artificial Humans 19 and 20 appeared. You weren't my main editor or anything anymore, but you specifically called me to say, I thought that the enemies you had finally come, but aren't these just a geezer and a fatso?
Artificial Humans number 19 and number 20 appeared. You weren't my editor or anything anymore, but you specifically called me to say, I thought that the enemies had finally come, but aren't these just a geezer and a fatso? In truth, I hadn't had plans for anyone but number 19 and number 20 to appear. But there was no helping it, so I brought out number 17 and number 18. Then you called me up and said, what, this time it's just some brats? So I brought out Cell.
I mean, and that ended up being an incredible arc. So the fact that that happened was, I think that that was actually a good creative choice, because it really just kind of pushed the narrative in a really cool direction. I really liked the whole Cell arc. I don't know how other people feel about it, but I like the way it turned out.
Are not the only ones running the show. They typically make adjustments based on suggestions from the magazine's editors, which makes sense. Manga publishing is a business after all, and often the magazines themselves need to have some influence on the manga they put out to guarantee quality and that they'll make money. So it's safe to say that if a manga publisher has a certain business model in mind, you can probably expect the manga in that magazine to follow, for the most part, that business model. And for a long time, it would seem that business model, at least for the most popular manga, was long-running legacy series.
Yeah,
but in recent times, it seems like the priorities have shifted, particularly in Shonen Jump, the most successful manga publisher in the world, where you get your Dragon Balls, your One Pieces, and your Jujutsu Kaisens. Where once it was important to maintain long-running legacy manga for as long as possible, probably due to these manga making guaranteed money, now what seems to be the most important is not necessarily keeping all the same manga in the magazine for a super long time, and instead...
I hear this is really cool. I can't remember what it's called, but I hear it's really interesting. I also have, like this one over here on the left. It's called, No Luck, No Death, No Luck? Or Undead No Luck or something. I don't know. I really like it. It's on Hulu. It's really fun. It's a really fun anime. It kind of gets a little weird and stuff at times, but I think the main character dynamic is really interesting. But I hear this is really good, and I'm hoping to see an anime eventually. I guess they're making one on it, so here I'll hopefully watch it soon. Stop chewing on the cord. Cords aren't for babies. You're not a cat.
Investing in a lot of new series made by younger, hungrier creators. And with this can come a shift in both approach and perspective. Something I've noticed with many long-running manga is that people are often disappointed with their endings, usually citing that many of them just kind of feel underwhelming. And I can absolutely see a criticism like this shifting the perspective of how a manga story...
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, where Bleach is going right now is fucking peak. I haven't finished the Blood 1,000-Year War or whatever it's called, but it's peak.
It can be written. It could be seen more of a lucrative venture to invest in a lot of shorter titles that can offer more easily digestible stories, as opposed to a few longer titles that take dedicated time to get caught up on and might eventually just fizzle out and begin to lose money and popularity over time. Along with this, we need to keep in mind that a legendary title will continue to sell even after its run is long over through merchandise and legacy volume sales. So,
well, and just that, I think there's a missed opportunity too, because I heard of your hair's being goofy. Oh yeah. I heard they're going to be re-releasing and re-animating Fists of the North Star for just kind of a modern, not a modern interpretation of it, but like just making it with more modern art, like actual better graphics and better attacks and everything. And sounds like it's gonna be really cool. I'm excited. I think that that's really the way you can have something be great like this, and then you can re-release it down the line when technology's a little better, and you can have a smoother animation and better fights, better combat than you could have had in the original because of the technology limitations at the time.
it makes sense to prioritize pumping out as many titles like this as they can, because the more evergreen series they have, the more money they'll inevitably make over time. And with this comes another advantage: variety. Shonen Jump has made it pretty clear that one of their top priorities is putting out not just a lot of new series, but different kinds of series. This is evident when you look at not only the magazine itself in the present day, but especially with the Shonen Jump Plus app. It's so crazy to me that this app is now 10 years old, but basically, for anyone that doesn't know, Shonen Jump Plus is a digital platform where Shonen Jump is able to publish some of its less traditional manga, like Spy X Family, Kaiju Number 8, and
Dude, Kaiju Number 8 and Spy X Family are so fucking peak. I love both of those. It's funny though that the creator of Spy X Family hates that. He has it's like there was the author of Sherlock Holmes, and he hated Sherlock Holmes. He found it insufferable that he had to keep making Sherlock Holmes. He found it just to be one of the most annoying characters ever, but he kept doing his due diligence and writing the character the best he could because of his job, and that's kind of what's happening with Spy X Family. But Kaiju Number 8 is one of my favorite breakout animes in the last couple of years.
Part 2 of Chainsaw Man.
Oh, Dragon Ball shaped an entire generation? Yeah, absolutely. What is her onesie? It's so precious. It's not a onesie, it's a coat. It's like a sweater. Her sweatshirt is a rhinoceros. It's like a sparkly rhinoceros. Those aren't fucking... Are these supposed to be unicorn ears, or what are these? It looks like a rhinoceros corn. It looks like a shiny rhinoceros. It's a cute... Yeah, it's a cute shiny rhinoceros, huh, the baby? It's not a unicorn, it's a shiny rhinoceros. Oh, is it a unicorn? I'm sorry, sweetie. Yeah.
Of course, with this being, Shonen Jump, it stands to reason that the main target audience here is young boys, either in middle school or high school. However, Jump Plus has many titles that are also appealing to both girls and just adults in general. I am a broken record at this point, but I will always say that anime is more popular now than it's ever been. And with
no shit. I mean, you look at Dragon Ball Z was kind of like a jumping point, right? But I felt like during that Naruto era, it just kind of started plateauing, and because of like Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer, we've been on a steady climb of it becoming more popular. More people are interested in it. There's more appeal than ever before. According to her, it is a unicorn. Yeah, she thinks it's a unicorn. Unicorn. But we're seeing more popularity than ever before. I don't think that's you can look at the numbers. You go back and look at the numbers of like something like Berserk, which was a cultural phenomenon at the time, and then look at the numbers of something like Demon Slayer, which if Demon Slayer came out in the same area as Dragon Ball Z, I don't think it would have sold as well.
So many streaming services wanting to jump onto the anime bandwagon, of course the biggest...
And before you get mad at me for saying that Demon Slayer wouldn't have sold that well, you also have to look at the anime that was coming out at the time of through Shonen Jump of the Dragon Ball era, right? Nothing was that gory. Nothing was that over-the-top violent. There was action and stuff, but there is like a gritty and grimy nature to Demon Slayer that I think is only possible because of the doors that have been opened for it.
Publishers are trying to create as many different series as possible to profit from the modern day anime craze. It's clear that there's variance in demographic.
Oh, dude, Dan is fire. Dan. Oh, this is such a good anime, dude. So fucking fire.
What certainly helps is that a lot of the schedules that Jump Plus authors must abide by are much looser and therefore less of a nightmare to deal with. It's pretty well known at this point that the work schedule of your average manga author is, well, not fun. When you're releasing manga on a weekly basis, you basically have to dedicate your life to it. And considering just how many manga authors suffer from chronic health issues, it's a pretty widespread issue. To the point that there is even a Japanese word for this, karoshi, which can be translated as overwork death. This is just something that's come to be expected in the manga industry. However, with apps like
Attack on Titan's good, but it's not as good as everybody says. I think it is overrated. I think Attack on Titan is a highly overrated anime. I think there is so much better stuff out there. Attack on Titan's good. I never finished it, but it's good. I don't know. I think that there's stuff out there that do what Attack on Titan did, just better. Like, I was watching this one... Oh, God, I can't even remember what it's called. But it's like the 83 or something, or the 86. It's like a number. It's called like 83 or the 80... What? What? What's wrong? Squiggly, wiggly, wiggly, squiggly, squiggly, wiggly do. You are my little baby, and I love you. The squiggly, wiggly, wiggly, squiggly, squiggly, wiggly do. You are the little squiggly, and I love you. Don't be sad, don't be mad. It's okay to hate your dad, but as long as you come around and love him till the end of time. Love you, baby. Be so happy too. I know you get upset and you get tired too. A squiggly, wiggly, wiggly, squiggly, squiggly, wiggly do. You are my squiggly, wiggly, and I love you. Are you happy? Did you get upset for a second? What if I do this? What if I do this, huh? Yeah. Oh, you're tired and upset, and the world's your enemy. Is that a kitty? Yeah, that's a kitty. You're okay.
Plus, it seems like there's steps being taken to help mitigate this issue, which honestly is only a good thing. I mean, I really don't mind if a series takes longer to come out if it also means that the people who make those series, you know, actually get to sleep. So yeah, I think the main reason that so many different series are ending faster is because steps being taken to hopefully cut down on health issues Japanese authors are notorious for having, as well as a priority for readers to have a massive variety of new and different series to get invested in. However, with even the newer generation of anime and manga now coming to a close, where do we go from here? Where exactly does that leave us? What are the next big anime and manga going to be?
Doing my favorite thing.
I'm honestly so curious because I know that one with the sword looks pretty okay, but it just seems like there's a void. And I'm looking at the popular anime right now coming out, and it's all just kind of winding down, and we're left at this kind of... We got Solo Leveling, which I know isn't a shonen one, but we had Solo Leveling. I would say Shangri-La Frontier is something that I could see having a lot of potential to be fucking one of the next greats, because Shangri-La Frontier is so good. If you haven't watched Shangri-La Frontier, you need to do yourself a favor and watch that shit. Kaiju number 8 is good, Chainsaw Man. But other than that, I just don't see a lot of... Like, Undead and Unluck is good, but it's not, like, on the same level as those other ones I mentioned. And we're kind of in a void.
I see people always speculating on what the next big three of anime are going to be, and while this kind of speculation is a fundamental misunderstanding of what the big three even are, I do think there's merit in speculating what titles are going to blow up in the future. So while these next few series aren't exactly a big three, they are 3 titles that I do think we should keep our eyes on. First off is a series you might have heard of called Kagurabachi. The story of...
Dude, Kagurabachi I hear is fucking fire, and I think it's gonna be a big deal.
Chihiro Rokuhira's quest for revenge after his swordsmith father was murdered by a group of sorcerers. This manga was the target of a relentless wave of memes due to just how much Shonen Jump was pushing it despite its fairly standard surface level elements. However, in the time since, it has become one of Shonen Jump's most popular new manga. The main character Chihiro, who was once mocked as a typical edgelord protagonist, has now gained quite a fan following, and from the looks of the manga itself, this just seems like a pretty quality action shonen manga with 6 sword battles. This manga has yet to get an anime, but I'm sure that once it does, its popularity is going to explode and soar to all new heights. Something that I'm also expecting for Gachiakuda? Is that how you say it? Gachiakuda? Gachiakuda follows...
Bro, I have no idea, dude. It's like we're in a new realm of fucking chaos. He's got your cat pussy. He's grabbing him by the pussy. I grab him by the pussy. I'm the new anime king. They call me Anime Trump. Anime Trump is here.
Rudo, a young scavenger living in a world divided by a floating city and the harsh wastelands below. Accused of a crime he didn't commit, Rudo is cast down into the abyss, where he discovers a dangerous and unforgiving realm filled with mysterious creatures and powerful artifacts. Determined to survive and seek revenge against those who wronged him, he allies with a group of outcasts who teach him the secrets of the underworld. And as Rudo battles his way through this perilous environment, he uncovers hidden truths about his world and his origins. This manga is actually going to be getting an anime adaptation soon by Studio Bones, the same people who do My Hero Academia, which makes sense considering that they'll need a big new project to work on.
I'm excited then. I'm excited. I love My Hero Academia. I think it's so well animated. I think it's so good. I'm excited to see what they do with this.
My Hero finishes up. And I think something like Gachiakuta makes all the sense in the world for them. The character designs for the series are quite frankly incredible. The world itself just seems super ambitious and cool. And really, there's just a lot of intrigue here. It just seems like prime material for an anime adaptation. However, I think the series that I'm hoping for success for the most is a manga called Daemons.
I'm the best. I am the anime king. I'm the best anime king, some say. Some say that when they make an anime about Cybertrump, we're a cryo Cybertrump. I will be elected every 4 years. I am the greatest anime. Let's make anime great again. Demon of the Shadow Realm. Dude, I'm like, okay, so we do have something to look forward to, because I've seen videos on this in the past, and it just seems like we're looking into the void. And see, this, I like that this guy actually isn't just being a fucking Debbie Downer pussy wussy. He's actually giving us something to look forward to.
Of the Shadow Realm. Daemons of the Shadow Realm is the newest work by famed Fullmetal Alchemist author Hiromu Arakawa. And it is no exaggeration to say that Fullmetal Alchemist is my favorite anime ever. So of course
I haven't finished Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I need to finish it. I'm looking at the end of it. I was enjoying it. I really like it. It was a little slower of a burn to go right. I went right from One Piece to that, and I don't think that was the right transition. I did enjoy what I was watching of it. I need to finish it, but I really liked what was going on. I loved the characters. I think that it was special that it ended and it was short and sweet and got to the point, and then it was just such a cultural revolution.
Hoping for great things with this specific manga. This is the story of two siblings, Yuru and Asa. Separated at a young age after a mysterious attack on their village, Yuru is raised in a remote village, honing his skills as an archer, while Asa is taken by...
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. You wouldn't even have to change the merch. Make anime great again is just manga. What the fuck, dude? It was a joke. It's still a joke, but the fact that the letters still fucking work is insane.
Powerful organization seeking to harness her unique abilities. As Yuru embarks on a quest to reunite with his sister, he uncovers a world filled with supernatural creatures and shadowy forces that threaten the balance between realms. Along the way, he allies with a group of warriors and must confront his own inner demons to protect those that he loves. And of course, with Arakawa at the helm, the art and designs for this manga are top notch. However, one of the coolest things about this manga is the concept of the Sugai, basically demon things that the characters can summon to fight. It's not an original concept, but given how creative Arakawa is, this is the kind of thing that can make a series like this. And I am praying that it gets an anime adaptation. But even if it doesn't, the one thing that's clear is that no matter what, the old anime and manga we consume will come to an end. And this also goes for the new anime and manga that will replace it. But no matter what, the series will always live on with us. So while a lot of series are ending, I'm okay with that, because it just means we're going to get new series and new characters to fall in love with all over again. It's the life cycle of an anime and manga. And I think that that's beautiful. That being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with my speculation, or do you have your own thoughts on the matter that differ from mine? And also, let me know what you guys think are the next big series we should all be looking out for. Feel free.
Dude, honestly, those are kind of like echoes what I want to say. I think that we have potential that a lot of people are. There's a worry right now with people who watch anime that everything's ending. And where are we gonna go from here? But then you take a step back, right? You take a step back and you start to see things like Dan, Kaiju Number 8, Chainsaw Man, and they came out of nowhere and were like a cultural phenomenon. Same with like Solo Leveling, and I think that. at any time, given something being popular enough to get this outreach and love, there is potential for it to do great things, and potential for at any time something new to grab us and entice us into this new world. And I think that by saying, oh, being like a Debbie Downer, saying, oh, the anime industry's cooked, there's nothing to look forward to, we're fucky wuckied. It's just such a bad way or outlook to have, when you can take a step back and you can say, wow, dude, at any moment something could come out and just blow our fucking minds, absolutely turn us into giggity schmoodle kings. And I think that's the better way to look on things, you know, instead of just, oh, everything's ending, because every good story comes to an end, and that's the way it should be kept. I think of what Amazon tried to do with Lord of the Rings, where they're just trying to milk any last cent out of Lord of the Rings that they possibly can, and nobody wants to watch it because they're just making shit up on the fly. That's kind of the same problem that people have with Boruto. The writer of Boruto got like kind of bored and wasn't really putting out anything, and the anime was like, fuck, well, we need to keep putting out content. And again, I haven't watched Boruto, this is just what I read about it, and they were like, fuck, dude, make everything canon, everything's canon now, just fucking who cares. And then they made everything canon and it's shit. So, yeah, but I mean, it's not like they were really worrying about much. I mean, it was already shit, and they just made it more shit. So they just lowered the bar slightly. But it's just kind of that perspective of, I am excited to see like actual creative people come out, and instead of just sucking down old IPs to get every last penny they can out of it, it's nice to see new and creative things come out, and then they come to an end when their time is due. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and leave a like and a comment. I'm gonna go hang out with my baby.